Good afternoon, good evening, good morning to everybody out there. Jason here at Signature Esports, and a pleasure to have you live and in charge. A little countdown to green action here, presented by Lunatic Designs. Ready to go here for the Wednesday night SIM500 Truck Series, presented by WBD Diecast. It is always going to be a blast to be able to call this race, this series, and this week, drivers ready to go. I'm pretty happy. We're on the track I got my first win at on iRacing, and I just this one holds a near and dear to my heart. It really does. It's a good racetrack. It's gonna be fun. Miles the Monster Mile here tonight as drivers look to put in some effort. It is, and I mean some effort, because it's a little hot and slick out there. 110 degrees here during the warm up. Week 6 here at Dover Motor Speedway. It is the Monster Mile, folks. It is everything you could ask for. Racing surface, and it's going to be awesome. Again, 140 laps, 4 sets of tires, 100% fuel, no fast repair, 83 degrees on the air temperature, 48% humidity, clear skies with a 7-mile-an-hour wind. It is going to be nice and fun, nice and spicy for the sake of reasoning, and it's Dover, folks. What more can you ask out of racing than to be at a short track? How about we talk about kind of what's going on with SIM500 real quick. WBD Diecast, you can find them out on Facebook. There's links in the description there on Facebook and YouTube. We appreciate you very much. We're live on Facebook, Twitch, and YouTube. We are looking maybe a three-peat for a driver. We have 3 different winners over the first 5 weeks here. Stephen Miles has 2 wins. Brian Macklin has a win at Atlanta Motor Speedway, and then Justin Fuller has won 2 in a row at Auto Club in Richmond. So we're definitely looking to see if Fuller can do the same thing, can go back to back and make some history here. He's a deserving driver, and he deserves all the success of the world. So do the other one of these drivers out here. Dover's tough with the passing zones, it's tough with the race line, and it's a beautiful racetrack, and I'm absolutely ecstatic to be able to see what's gonna happen with these drivers tonight. We do have quite a big field, over 40 drivers ready to get out there and put some time, #time in. Do have a driver cam tonight, which I appreciate. It's all presented by Chop Racing. They sponsor us and give us a ton of everything. I mean, Stephen Harlow is going to be that driver out there, so we appreciate him putting the time in, put the driver cam up. We appreciate it. Chop always on board with Signature Esports, and I'm always on board with Chop Racing. Even though SIM500 is the call tonight, I don't mind leagues getting out there and sponsoring us and taking care of us, because all that sponsorship money goes a long way to help take care of what we do. Matt Allen eSports giving us a good look at what broadcasting is like. So we love Matt Allen and all that they have. Allen Transportation, of course, his parent company. We like to see Matt get out there and put the time in and give himself a little bit more. So you can follow him on Facebook or Twitch. We appreciate him. Matt Allen eSports. Might be live, might not be live. I don't know. It is. It's good. It's going to be an interesting race, and the reason why I say it's an interesting race is because if it runs green, it'll be awesome to see. But if there's any cautions here, it can take this field out in the blink of an eye. So it's crazy. Roberts, thank you for the like, sir. I appreciate you. Thank you very much for being out there. Good to see SIM500. Give us some shares out there as well. Mr. Van Ness, thank you for the like. You're amazing as always. Race night for the SIM500 Racing League. We thank you. And as always, we appreciate you all very much. If you haven't done so, reach up, hit that like button for me. It goes a long way. Support what we do, whether you're out there on Facebook, Twitch, or YouTube. Just know that it's all amazing. Yeah. Budgie's ready. We're ready to go with the clips. I like that too. What else? Oh, we've got our marathon still going on day 41. 3 hours left. That'll put us 3, 4, just 4.5 days. Not bad. Not a bad cycle. 30 times is going to be extended for 24 more hours, based on a couple of things that we had going on. So I want to make sure that we're good there, and let everybody know. We're going to do that. We are just a little bit away from an additional 24 or another additional 20 times for 48 hours. That's when we hit our other goal, which is very close, about $162, I think is what it is. I don't know. I'd have to put it back up, but we don't need to. We'll talk about it on Twitch after the fact. And it's all for raising some extra funds to help pay for the chemo treatments that I'm having to go through. All right. Oh, that's what we're worried about. Turn two is very divisive and a very, 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 very sketchy turn, but it's fun. And then getting in and out of pit road, you just watch David Schildhouse come down to get on pit road right there. It's gonna be fast. It'll be fast, yeah. Thank you, Budgie. I appreciate you. JP Phillips was the fastest in that warm-up, so we'll see who's going to be able to do what here in the early going. Starting grid for tonight's race, going to look as such. Jorgensen Jr. is going to be your pole sitter. Nelson Rivera, your outside pole sitter. Justin Fuller is going to be there with Bentley Glazer, row number 2. So Jorgensen, Rivera, Fuller, Glazer. David Schildhouse is going to be there, row number 3. Wesley Donaldson, Stephen Miles, Ray Rogers there, row number 4. Justin Knobloch's going to be out there with Ty Bass in row number 5. Row 6 is going to be Logan Kogar and Jason Karlovich. Row 7 is going to be Stephen Harlow and EJ O'Rourke. Chad Coleman's going to be out there with Joe Hudson, Troy Hayton, and Rich Swavely in row number 9. Row 10 will be Brian Macklin and JP Phillips. Joe Gittita's going to be out there with Kevin Brown. And row 11, row 12, Tyler Dalton, Mike Montezi. Robert Fryery III is going to be out there with Jeff Hollingsworth at row 13. Row 14 will be Alex Bryson and Brian Padal. John Fowler is going to be out there with Brent Scott, row 15. Row 16, Jeff Ryan. Charles Woods, row 17 will be Patrick Colby and Bobby Wetzel. Row 18, Kevin Stone, Tyrone Harris. And then there were more. Tommy Ryan will have Barry Stevenson who's outside in row 19. Row 20 will be Randy Yoakum and Brian Worthman. Doug Sigmund, Mark Schrader, Gerald Livingston, and Joe Hudson will be the final drivers out there. Full field, 43 drivers. WBD Diecast Truck Series. The drivers look to go to work. Jorgensen Jr. looking for his first winner of the Truck Series. Starting on pole, it's a good night for him. Needs to be aggressive early and try to manage the gap. I think that's one of the big factors about this racetrack is finding a way to manage the gap and manage the race line. Insanity. Oh, baby. I tell you what, drivers go around here and going to make this one very interesting. Dover is one of those racetracks that just shows up and shows out. Such a big field. Such an incredible sight to see 43 trucks on the racing surface. Pit road entry, or pit road exit right there on a flat surface. And heavily into the banking area right out of turn 2. Very easy to loop around on new tires. Pit road exit right there, just beyond the fence, of course. Pit road entry. It is. It's a place that locking it up does happen, and it's massive to be able to get down to speed. And the pit road speed limit here, it's going to be indicative of fast times, but at the same time. Some of the worst situations that you could be in is coming to pit road at Dover. The pit road speed limit is, I believe, 35 miles an hour. So it's crazy. It's gonna be insane. Drivers are ready to go. I'm ready to go. You're ready to go. How about we do this thing? How about Barney give us a big old "How you doing?" We're green. Let's go. Good look at concentration. Well, that's where it's going to be at. Stephen Harlow is the driver you're just looking at. Kevin Brown gets around him. Harlow off a couple of spots, but I think he's just trying to manage the tires. Right now, 6th. Little fire from J.P. Phillips, who's there on the bottom side. 34, resting the corner. Car Lavish is going to be side by side with, it's like Ty Bass there. Bass on the bottom. Going to make it work. It's a very bottom-feeding racetrack, but as the tires wear out, as things go to work, you'll see the outside lane become prevalent as well. David Schildhouse trying to be under fire here as Schildhouse looks at the back bumper of Justin Fuller. Fuller always has good long run race pace, and you're 7 of 40. It makes it happen. Makes it happen. Let's go for the Legend Bird. Appreciate you, dear. Thank you, everybody, for being out there. So far, so good. 7 of 140. Ray Rogers off 3. The 11 working. Ty Basson. Drivers are cruising already. 93 up 8 spots already. Look through the field. Joe Hudson. He started from pit road, so he's out there running right now. Joe Livingston, last driver in the main pack. Joe working forward, 49. Closing in. Got a little bit of time to run some fast laps here. Jorgensen Jr. out front, 3/4 of a second here to Justin Fuller. Got to manage the gap. That's the big thing. You're the race leader. You can't push too hard. You get too big of a lead because Charles Woods pulled around 98, dropping out there. Charles is having an issue. He was running just fine. Charles Woods right here. I think he had to stop. Something happened to him. I hate that for him. Jorgensen, 3/4 of a second. Sometimes we know things are going to happen. When they happen, they happen. Right? So, you got to make it work. So far, so good. 11 of 140. 0.8 of a second difference here. David Schildhouse in 3rd. Nodlock's going to be in 4th. Bentley Glazer in 5th. Stephen Miles will be in 6th. Nelson Rivera, outside pole sitter. Looking to have a pretty beautiful run here in these trucks. Stephen Miles, 2-time winner. Been a better qualifying session this race, so able to start up front. We'll see if he challenges late in the run here. Drivers should come to pit road. Somewhere about, should be a 1 pit stop race. Somewhere around that lap 70 mark is going to be good. Drivers should be able to run a little bit longer. We'll see, though, because, you never know. Get around halfway. If this was a 2 pit stop race, you'd see some crazy things happen. Right now, a second the gap for Jorgensen Jr., Justin Fuller in 2nd, David Schildhouse in 3rd. Knobloch's going to be up 5. Got around Bentley Glazer here. Glazer at 36. Strong qualifying session for him. A lot of drivers like this racetrack. I like this racetrack. It's, again, near and dear to my heart. Got my first win at Dover, and it was way back in the day. Back before it was, I mean, it's bumpy. It's got a lot of character, but it was back before it was smooth it out. It was really bad to drive back in the day. Like it now. All right, Kogar off 4. 18. He's the 6 back to the inside. 6 taking the spot. Crossover for the 18. Ooh, 18. 6 crossed him over on corner exit. 18 looking back to the inside here. Going to peek and stay right where he's at. Stephen Harlow trying to get a couple of those spots back. Again, saved a little bit of tire on the run here. Trying to make this. This is a concrete racing surface, folks. This thing does not give easy. It tears those tires up like a cheese grater. Justin Fuller trying to close in to Jorgensen Jr. going on. I don't know what was going on with that. I don't know why the mic shut off there, so apologies. I don't know at what point you couldn't hear me. So apologies about that. I had the drawing thing happen there. I was pointing. I was showing direction, showing things happening. Now Justin Fuller in a little bit of lap traffic, 46 of 140. Yeah, I don't know what was going to. Thank you, Budgie, for sending me some messages. I don't know. I don't know how long ago that was. About 8 minutes ago. So I'm sitting here calling a race like it's, standing like it's still here. I don't know when I stopped doing it, but I was talking about the pass there. Stephen Miles back to 11. Jorgensen Jr., Justin Fuller, about 3 3/4 second gap. Fuller still has to pass the same lap traffic the 88 just did. David Schildhouse in third. Ray Rogers right on the back bumper at 4. JP Phillips solid in that 7th spot right now, but Wesley Donaldson cruising back forward. It's insane. You did hear me for the majority of this race, right? I'm hoping that you did. I tell you what, Go XLR is in my future. I still have something from the drawing. I don't know what. I still have marks from the drawing. I know I do. That's what I was trying to fix. The reason why it didn't. No, it was. I wasn't just doing. I know. I did pre-race. And Budgie put up all the remarks. She was like on time and on the point and on the mark with everything I was saying. So I know that my mic was working just fine. I don't know when it shut off or how it got shut off, but all I know is it's happened a couple of times. So I don't know. You'll have to let me know, and I'll have to go back and on the VOD on YouTube and figure out what happened there. Nelson Rivera off 15 from the start of the race. Mike Montesi working forward. Jeff Hollingsworth in that 8. I was watching a great battle there with the 6 and the 38. Ryan Macklin coming down to pit road, 51 and 140. The drivers try to make it toward the end. Lost me at lap 26. Well, I apologize to the league. I promise I'm sitting here calling the damn race. I mean, to the point that I was drawing on this screen. Been a great race, and we had great battles. It's unfortunate. I'll have to see what happened and what changed there on lap 46. No, lap 26. I don't know. Haven't touched anything, haven't done anything, haven't, yeah, I don't know. It happens. Nelson Rivera coming to pit road. Some drivers coming in, trying to short pit, maybe make this a 3 pit stop race. I'm sorry, a 2 pit stop race, split it into thirds. Jorgensen 4.6 ahead. Again, that lap traffic that I was talking about, that's going to be part of the factor here. Ray Rogers want to clear a few drivers here. He's gotten around David Schildhouse, puts a second and a half to him. JP Phillips up to 5th now. And some of those drivers come to pit road early. Jorgensen Jr., 5 seconds to gap. Again, it's about managing the gap, get a good lead, right? And then try to make sure that you're on point and making it happen from there. Tires and fuel for some drivers. We'll see how long this one will fare out. If drivers just are having a hard time. 55 of 140 as the mile racing surface. 5-1 drops to the bottom side. EJ O'Rourke goes a natural lap down for the 41. Bill Hudson. They've started from pit road. He's going to be good. 49 working forward, doing what he can. Just has Jorgensen ahead of him. Justin Fuller, positive spot gain so far. JP Phillips, Ray Rogers actually catching Justin Fuller here. But Ray having a pretty stand-up race right now. Well, I don't know what happened, so apologies to everybody. No, RB, I wasn't trying to be muted. I don't know what happened to make me muted. So apologies about that. It's got to be something with the power cord, folks. So I've been USB'd in for a little while, and I'm going to go back to a dual XLR. So I'm going to be looking for one, and we'll try to make that happen as quickly as possible. 59 of 140. Hard charger right now. 19 spots gained for Tommy Ryan. Ray Rogers has gotten around Justin Fuller on the bottom tie. Justin maximizing all the lap time he can get. Rogers 25.83 last time by. Now 25.33. Jorgensen Jr. still running 25.27. So about half a tenth faster than the drivers, but he does have a lot of lap traffic just ahead of him. It's a 5.5. He might be just looking for. Well, that's the 18. It's Logan Kogar there off 19. The HendrickMotorsports.com racing machine. Caution. I don't know where did this happen. I don't know. I don't have a clue. Was it? When would Wesley? There's Wesley right here at 9th. I don't know where this happened or how it happened. Hold on. I'm just going to kind of jump around the field here to figure out what happened with any one of these drivers to bring out the caution. There's the 96 on pit road. There's Chad Coleman right there. Fieldhouse staying out here, looks like. I don't know if he missed pit road or. Yeah, I don't know. I don't have a clue. All right. Jorgensen Jr., race leader, Justin Fuller, Justin Knobloch. Drivers, tires, and fuel, so a chance to go out there and try to do it again. Got a few drivers who are going to try to get their laps back, and that's Fieldhouse coming to pit road. I thought he might have missed the pit box, but he'll be fine. So Jorgensen Jr. will take back over the lead. So credit David Schildhouse with the lap led. Schildhouse is going to lose a ton of ground here coming to pit road. We'll see. 3 pass cars going to get the going to get things taken care of here. AP Phillips waiting for some drivers here. What if he got a penalty? I think it makes sense there. Going to be on the lead lap though. So dumb. So dumb to see those things happen. Yeah, Budgie, but I don't want don't want any failures. Been talking on this mic for a hot minute. So we'll see. Do the thing, we're going. Same thing, same bad channel. 88 to the 5-1. 11 of Ray Rogers on that green flag pit stop was in second and lost a ton of ground. Fuller clears Jorgensen. Now Jorgensen Jr. will have to be in dirty air for the first time. Fuller to the lead in this third race in a row. We'll see if Jorgensen can fight back and take that lead back. He's right there on the back bumper of Justin Fuller. Jorgensen back to the inside. He is right there on that left rear quarter panel. He is drawing the 5-1 back. Karlovich is right there in third as well. 5-5 and Knobloch. Gain a few spots here at 5. We'll see if Fuller can try to manage the gap. Same concept. Jorgensen Jr. trying to get a run here. Did a great job of managing the truck, and right now needs to do exactly what he did before, because on older tires, Jorgensen, he had a 4-second gap. And Justin Fuller had just lost second. So, and Jorgensen, as the truck here, just doesn't need to overdrive it and try to work on finding a way around Justin Fuller here. Fuller opening up the door. It's on the bottom lane. Wall tap for the 5-1. 88 closing in. Battle for the lead between two. Karlovich just ran his fastest lap of the race at 23.37. He's actually faster than the top two. Jorgensen trying to work to him. Wesley Donaldson in 5th. Ty Bass is in 6th. Chad Coleman in 7th. Coleman to the bottom side. They'll work early here in the 38. Bass in the 35. A little free off corner. Trying to manage. No, Justin Fuller extending the lead here. Going to go 3 in a row. Clean air is important on these trucks. We'll see how far it'll hold on. 72 of 140 being completed. Drivers are going to have to ask their trucks to go 75 laps on a cycle. As they all go to work. They all go to work. There's a 6. He's up inside the top 10, up 4. Right now being chased down by Tyler Dalton. A little free there, a little wiggle. All the things happening. Arlavage is right there in the prime real estate here. Knobloch is clearing as well. Wesley Donaldson still top 5 guy. Chad Coleman pressing early here. Knows with the race over halfway over, you're going to have to find a groove and stick with it. And Jorgensen closing back in on that gap of the 5-1. Jorgensen needs to drive his line. That's what was working for him in the past. We'll see what he does here behind the 5-1 as Fuller now has to manage the gap. Same concept that Jorgensen did before. We'll see if these two will close it down on each other. Let's throw back on. Will the racing is happening, and we'll have at it. And I'm gonna grab. I am gonna grab something to drink, and I'm gonna look for something real quick, a cable or something, because I want to make sure this is good. 11, try to work back forward. Ray Rogers at 19. All right, caution back out. Had to do some digging. Here's what happened. Take a look. In just a moment. Richard Swavely right here. Let's see what happened prior to this. Looks like he got sideways there. Back it up. He's waiting for the field to go by. Oh, he had the 2. Robert Fryer, the 3rd. Little wiggle. The 2 into the back bumper to the 32. Minimize the damage on the truck, though, so no matter. Justin Fuller, Mark Jorgensen Jr. Fuller like the outside lane. 60 will be there as well. 88's going to have the timing here to be able to try to get there. SIM500 second caution of the race. We're going green. Restart the advantage. Fuller drops in. 5.5 of Knobloch in corner. 60 is going to lose a spot to the 5.5. 88 now trying to work. 5.5 to the outside of the 88. Caution back out again. Patrick Colby going around a wreck in turn 3. Now the aggression kicks up. Barry Stevens around. We're having a stop. Let's take a look. No, he pops off to the bottom. That wasn't what brought out the caution. This is what brought out the caution. Tommy Ryan, the 4 of Montezi, Kevin Brown, J.P. Phillips, 27. It all happened right there. This is 3 wide into the corner. Montezi sees Nelson Rivera. Montezi goes high. Nelson has a hole. Kevin Brown on the bottom side. Montezi comes down. A little net code there. Forces the 99 down a little bit. Kevin Brown able to squeak by, but everybody else pile up in the middle of the corner. Drivers try to work their way back around. Crazy. Crazy. Crazy, crazy. All right. Yeah. Gogart coming to pit road. A lot of drivers go to pit road. David Schildhouse on pit road as well. Justin Fuller, Justin Knobloch, Jorgensen Jr. Knobloch try to take over the lead. Nelson Rivera should be your lucky dog here. That wasn't Nelson Rivera. Who was that? That was Tommy Ryan, not Nelson Rivera, that was in the middle of that. So apologize to Nelson. Nelson's your lucky dog. Tommy Ryan at the 99 was in the middle of that. I got the numbers. Oh, yeah. Wrong numbers. No. Yeah, can't give up track position now. You gotta hold on to it. If anybody's close on fuel, this is it's a good time to save a little bit. Third caution of the race here for SIM500. And yeah. Kind of crazy. I know the pieces fit, but I watch. All right, be the 5-1, the 5-5, the 88, the 60. Needs to be aggressive once again for the 5-5 if he wants to try to have the short shoot. Fuller of 86 laps complete, 87 at the start finish line down to the bank straightaway. Drivers lined up ready to go. Newest tires back at 85. Drivers getting some damage fixed. Back here and now working Brian Workman. We'll be leaving pit road here. First driver off the lead lap is going to be Rich Swavely. Robert Friery, the third out of the race. Barry Stevens out of the race. Brian Workman, again, going to get a couple more spots here for the 74. Lee Fuller and Karlovich in the 5-5 and the 88. Jorgensen Jr. went from leading this race by a whole lot. 5-5 didn't go. But that inside lane, not going to have the run. Wesley Donaldson to the outside of the 88. Ooh, 5-5 very free on the bottom. Going to slide up from down into the corner. Justin Fuller again, caution back out one more time. Randy Yoakum. That was in the middle. Randy Yoakum, just a bystander in all of it. This was up here somewhere. I don't even know. Happened behind Montezi. One more time. I don't know who that was. Joe Hudson, J.P. Phillips, right here. Jeff Ryan. Oh no, I don't even know who it was. There's Bobby right there. Put her out. Buddy on the wall right there. Tyrone. It's Tyrone Harris. Tyrone Harris, right here, out of the corner. It's the wall. Nowhere. Montezi right there. It just destroys Bettino, the 99, the 97. Same corner. Getting into turn 3, so see how it works. Fuller, Karlovich, Knobloch, Jorgensen Jr. Waverly will be your lucky dog. Get back on the lead lap here. What was caution of the race? A massive understatement, folks. It's a tough track. It's tough drive line. Everything is awesome. Everything is cool when you're part of a team. WBD Diecast SIM500 teaming up here for the Wednesday night Truck Series. Week 7's been a pretty darn good race. Love this racetrack. Love what the drivers are doing. I know that lost the microphone earlier, but hey, we're back. Everything's good. We're going to go to Bristol Motor Speedway next week, then Talladega, Kansas, Lime Rock Park, and then Charlotte Motor Speedway through week 11. So that'll be your next 5 races: Bristol, Talladega, Kansas, Lime Rock Park, and then Charlotte. Bristol is going to be a fast racing circuit similar to here. And it's going to be aggressive. Gonna be aggressive. But it's going to be good. It's going to be awesome. See it. All right. Hard charger right now. Tyler Dalton up 18. 17 for Mark Schrader. We have 33 drivers on the lead lap. Justin Fuller ready to go. Fuller taking the inside lane. Orlavich on the outside, trying to keep the 88 at bay. Wesley Donaldson, better restart on the inside. Right now, seemingly needing it to run green. Be massive for any one of these drivers. 5-5 of Knobloch. And that third spot, Jorgensen Jr., as much as you hate to say it, needs to go places. Donaldson gone for a moment there. Holy cow. '88 bottom. 91 there as well. Corner outs. 88, 91 side by side. 88 there to clear. 38 of Coleman. And Tyler Dalton trying to march their way forward as well. Here's the 35 of Bass. Fuller, Karlovich. Fuller second, now 2/10 of a second is the 5-5 all over the back bumper of the 60. Fuller just ran his fastest lap of the race, 23.12. It'll be the fastest lap of all the drivers. Jorgensen Jr., 23.17. Really hasn't track temperature started to come down a couple of degrees, so that'll make the difference here. Wesley dropping out there. Hopefully he's going to go. He's got a top 5 truck. Right now on the 5-5, looking to the inside on the 60. Slides back up. 60 trying to protect the race line. Same corner, happening in the same spot on the racing surface. But Jorgensen Jr. looking back to the inside. Big run for the 88. 88 slides into the bottom side. Drive off 5-5 into the corner. 88 up and out. Jorgensen Jr. pushing forward. 44 laps to go. Bass holding on. Tyler Dalton. In tow to the 91. Justin Fuller still out front. Jorgensen Jr. trying to press on. Get about 16 laps on these tires. And if you've been pressing any harder, this is what you're going to see. 88 there to the inside of the 60. 16 over the wall. 88 has to search on the inside. 88 on the drive off here. 60 down side by side. Trying to keep him pressed into the corner. 88. There's a side draft. 60 trying to play a defensive line. 60 way up the racetrack. Corner exit, turn 4. Drivers doubled up. 88 trying to separate himself. Does take over second there for a moment. Will be able to turn into the corner here. He's going to probably have him clear off turn 2. 60 trying to travel up. 88 takes the lane away from the 60. Makes clear work. Takes a couple of laps to set up a pass, and he finally was able to do it. Now Jorgensen Jr. having to travel to Justin Fuller and play catch-up here out of the corner. 16 over the wall. Knobloch now a chance to play catch-up. Wesley Donaldson, he's settled in. 38 of Chad Coleman behind. Bass, Stephen Miles still inside the top 10. Jorgensen Jr. still searching for that first win. As Justin Fuller trying to press. Last lap advantage Jorgensen Jr., but not by much. Almost matching lap times. Second now the gap for the 60. Clean air for Justin Fuller right now is massive. He's going to be able to press up out of the corner. Fuller will be able to better that lap. They match lap times as the gap still holds. Back to the field. Stephen Harlow up to 10th now. 15 spots gained for Alex Bryson. We look at how the drivers clear out. Troy Haight up 2. Brian Macklin back here as well. Macklin in the 30. Up 3. Brett Scott in the 33. Up 13. Patrick Coleman in the 28. All on board for Alabama. John Fowler in the 23, up 11 spots. George Atina in the 21. He's working. There's Ray Rogers, who was in second at one point in this race. And that weird caution happened and didn't see anybody. That changed the entirety of this race. Donaldson, Chad Coleman. Donaldson just blinked there. That was what I was seeing. Chad Coleman at 38 has a 19 behind. Stephen Miles carrying the corner, trying to get a couple of those spots back. Qualified inside the top 10. Sits at 9th, off 2 from the start of his race. Is Tyler Dalton just ahead. 34 laps to go in this time by for Justin Fuller. 1/8 of a second difference here. Jorgensen Jr. traveling well. Just needs to keep the tires underneath him. Knobloch rolling. Fuller 24.10 his last time by. There's enough racing left to let the truck come to you. It's kind of everything we're seeing right now. Oh, having a dive into the corner. 30 out of the bottom side, trying to clear his way up. On the 93 of Kevin Brown, now the bottom side. Feeding on that inside lane as well. Troy Haight in the 46. Haight has got the... Or Haight has got the... Got that bottom line fed out. Kevin got a little bit free. Oh, very free off corner. Will be side by side. Going to heat those tires up. Going to be advantage for the 46 with the corner. Line up, put the air on the 93's nose. 93 trying to have a low line exit. Still free again. Justin Fuller. 1.28 the lead. A little bit of lap traffic ahead of him. Should be fine. Be able to clear that lap traffic, no problem. Jorgensen Jr. is backed off the pace. Karlovich is backed off the pace as well. Knobloch, same concept. Right now, the 60 under fire from the 5.5, but here comes Wesley Donaldson as well. 30 laps to go next time by for Justin Fuller. And the 5.5 in his rearview mirror be full of a whole lot of drivers. Jorgensen Jr. 24.73 on the last time. Trying to manage, and there's a lot of fast drivers behind him. 24.73. Fuller about 0.2 of a second faster. And gets on the wall though. Making the pass on that on the 17 of Kevin Stone. Chad Coleman, seeing him work. Knobloch in the 5.5, 91 there, right there on the bottom side. 5.5 trying to get a run on the 60 here, changing the lane. Jorgensen Jr. 24.77 last time by. 24.79 for Justin Fuller this time by for Jorgensen, keeping it right on par with what he has. Straightaway away from Fuller is Mark Jorgensen Jr. Jorgensen Jr. trying not to step on the truck. Got to keep himself clean. 5.5. Now a little bit of clean air has gotten around the 60. Will be side by side. 60 washes up the race line, trying to have that low line exit. Not going to have it. Donaldson to the outside. Ooh, 60. Going to clear himself on 91. Got out of the throttle there. You saw Wesley Donaldson back up the corner after the 60 slid up there. Off corner exit. So 91 on the inside. The battle's there. Right now, the gap. Jorgensen Jr. to the 5.5. 1.3, 1.4, 1.9 to the lead. Justin Fuller got around E.J. O'Rourke. Well, E.J. first driver a lap down. Trying to play travel tunes right now. 25 laps to go here at SIM500. Justin Fuller trying to carry a 2-second lead and go 3 in a row. Jorgensen Jr. in second. Knobloch's going to be in third. Wesley Donaldson in fourth now. The 60 of Karlovich goes back to fifth, but Chad Coleman making it work here on the inside. Coleman will slide up. We'll see if the 60 washes the middle second lane. Corner out. Going to be able to battle back. Oh, into the wall though. It's fine. The wall taps here at Dover. No big deal. Stephen Harlow up 4. Tyler Dalton up 13. Patrick Colby is going to be up 16. Kevin Brown just ahead. Up 6. Joey Jatina in 21st. Still has Ray Rogers there. 23 laps to go. Race all but there. Ryan Workman ahead of the 5-1. Jorgensen Jr. Going to close it back down. Able to get around the 4-1. Loses about 0.2 of a second there. And so we'll see if Jorgensen can get there with 22 laps to go. That's a common question here. Side by side, 35 of the 24. 24 drops in the corner. 6 of Harlow up there as well. Harlow watching as these drivers roll. trying to make it happen. Good look. A lot of wheel movement in the hands. See the little flicks. Trying to turn it in. Trying to make it work. Stephen Miles trying to happen. EJ down on the bottom side of the racetrack, giving lane to the drivers up to speed. Right now, 2.2 for Fuller. Fuller has a little bit of dirty air ahead of him. Some drivers battling for position. Brian Workman back here, though. He's just trying to challenge what's going on ahead of him. That'll be Joe Hudson of the 49. Joe Hudson is on the lead lap. Brian Workman trying to work around him. Again, lap traffic starting to show its ugly head. As Jorgensen, with 18 laps to go, tries to find the pace. Wesley Donaldson is closed in on the 5-5. Ty Bass in tow to the 60. 60 up on the outside lane. 35 to the 60. 24 making moves. Stephen Miles back to 7th where he started, trying to drop into the corner. Trying to egg shape the corner. 35 trying to take the lane away. 24 trying to make it happen here. Drops into the very bottom side of the racetrack. 35 on the wall. 60 up there as well. 24 out of the corner. 35 is going to be there. 35 battles back. We're battle for 5th. A pretty massive battle. 24's got to slide up here. Going to be able to do so. 35 on the wall. Stephen Miles had to clear himself there. Karlovich up on the outside lane. 24 out of the corner. 60 is going to be very free. 35 trying to get clear. And Stephen Miles inside the top 5 now. Weston Fuller and a little bit of lap traffic gets himself around Brian Workman. Jorgensen Jr. trying to close in the 2 1/4 seconds. Now down to about 2 seconds. As the lap traffic ahead, Joe Hudson ahead of the 5-1. 49 to the 5-1. 49 trying to defend his race line here by not to go a lap down, but also has Jeff Ryan just ahead of him. If Joe Hudson peels off, it's going to give it to him. That is a whole lot of kit and caboodle there. Justin Fuller trying to go 3 in a row. Jorgensen Jr. out of the corner, trying to keep himself calm and looking ahead. Seeing a whole lot of distance that shouldn't have been there if this thing didn't have that first caution. But hey, you never know when a caution's going to come out and change the race, and that's what happened. Wesley Donaldson has got around the 5-5. It's in 3rd. Donaldson trying to track down Jorgensen Jr. Stephen Miles, the fastest driver on the racetrack, just needs more laps. He's got a long way to go. 6 seconds in closing. Ty Bass in the 35. Stephen Harlow on 5 spots. Tyler Dalton inside the top 10. He's the 20 of David Schildhaus working his way back forward. 4 lap fresher tires. Schildhaus trying to have a top 10 night. Is in position to be able to do so. It's a quiet night tonight. Chad Coleman. 6 of Harlow. Looking to the inside. Trojantina back here. As Nelson Rivera, those drivers, they're trying to work their way back forward. Hollingsworth just ahead of him. Nelson Rivera, Trojantina wrapped up in a little bit of traffic. There's Doug Sigmund, Brent Scott there as well. Little battles all over this racetrack. Oh, the 04 almost cleared his nose off. Almost cleared the nose off of Joey Chatina there. 33 cleared up. Here comes JP Phillips, still off 9 from the start of the race. So And all that damage. 2.5 seconds the gap to the lead. 9 laps to go. Wesley Donaldson, 2.4 to Mark Jorgensen Jr. Justin Fuller, a little positive 2 spots to gain. Block's going to be up 5. Stephen Miles up 2. Stephen Miles is catching this field at the right time. 5-5 with 49. 49 just ahead. Talk about lap traffic. Justin Fuller able to clear some of it. Jorgensen Jr. keeping himself at bay as the 9 of Bobby Wetzel just ahead. It's up and runs the wall very well. Will turn the corner. 88 to the 9. 88 trying to make this the comfortable pass into the corner. 9 down to the bottom side. 88 trying to clear out. 7 laps to go. Door to door. Jorgensen clears it. 9 gives away. The sportsmanship there. Stephen Miles closed in a half second now to the 5-5. See Jeff Ryan just ahead. Stephen working hard. Arlo has Ty Bass back ahead of him again. I think lap traffic not being kind to some of the drivers here. Oh, Stephen Harlow into the wall. 38 to the back bumper. 6 trying to get there with the 35. 6 up on the outside lane. 35 taking the lane away. Chad Coleman trying to make it work as well. 6 middle part of that race line. As the throttle out, try to have the run. 4 laps to go. Trying to pick up another spot here. So is Chad Coleman. Justin Fuller, 3 seconds the gap now, the advantage. 51. For a little bit, didn't look like it was going to happen. He's got 3 laps to go. Jorgensen Jr. keeping his pace. Wesley Donaldson, same concept. Justin. The Stephen Miles closing in with 3 to go. The 60 trying to hold off Bass. And the 6. Oh, baby. Chad Coleman looked to the inside on the 6 there. The 35 can breathe easy now. Stephen Harlow and Chad Coleman going to work. Tyler Dalton there to the outside of the 38. They're door to door. 38 is going to lose a spot here. 2 to go. Roy Haight doing a great job, or Height doing a great job. Bentley Glazer off 8, but trying to work back for David Schildhouse. Still trying to work for the top 10. White flag waves. Final lap here for Justin Fuller. He is cruising around 1 or 2 down to the back straightaway for the final time in a 3 and 4. Back to back to back for Justin Fuller. 3 in a row. He's on a roll. I said when he was going to get there, he got there. He did it just as so. Back to back to back here at Dover. Jorgensen Jr. second. Wesley Donaldson will finish third. Knobloch will hold on to 4th. Stephen Miles in 5th. Karlovich will be in 6th. Harlow in 7th. Bassett in 8th. Tyler Dalton looks to be finishing 9th. Chad Coleman in 10th. Schildhouse 11th. As they wreck each other on the back straightaway. Hopefully all in fun. Fuller gets the win, and all things considered, I'll be doing just fine. Here's your race results. Courtesy WBD Diecast of the SIM500 Racing Fam. Justin Fuller, Mark Jorgensen Jr., Wesley Donaldson, Justin Knobloch, Stephen Miles, your top 5. Karlovich, Harlow, Bass, Dalton, Coleman, your top 10. Schildhouse, Glazer, Height, Bryson, Macklin, your top 15. Kogar, Rogers, Ray Rogers, Patrick Colby, Bruce Waveley in 19th, Brian Pennell in 20th. 21st, we'll go to Randy Yoakum, Fowler, then Schrader, Jeff Hollingsworth, Nelson Rivera in 25th. Phillips will finish in 26th. Sigmund Scott Brown, Gentina all the way through 30th. Then Bobby Wetzel, Joe Hudson, E.J. O'Rourke, Jeff Ryan, Brian Workman, Kevin Stone, Mike Montesi, Tommy Ryan, Tyrone Harris, Robert Friery III, and then Barry Stevens, Gerald Livingston, Charles Woods. Charles just couldn't get going. Something going on with the computer. There had to be something going on with the computer. I love to see it. The Dutch lap from the 5-1. It was back to back to back. Pretty dang good race. That's why I like Dover. Everything happens for a reason. Anything can happen anytime. As we'll see the man go back to back to back in the last 3 races. And Justin, I tell you what, when I said you were going to get on a roll, you got on a roll, and here we are. 3 races later, 3 wins, and not bad here for Dover, man. That was a caution came out, and I was watching the tire wear, just kind of looking at everything that was happening in the early going of this one, and boy, everything kind of all that threw for a loop, and you had to get out there and do what I said needed to happen. People needed to get out there, run the laps, control the gap, and run your race line. Congratulations, man! 3 in a row.
Thanks. I certainly was not the fastest truck tonight. That was Mark by far. But at the same time, the clean air was really weird. I tried really hard on the first lap of the race just to try to get on his right rear and see if I could get by him right there. Because I knew clean air was going to mean a lot to save the tires. But I just went into hardcore save mode at that point. And I just got so loose. I had no right rear security at all. And Mark just drove. He was in his own zip code. I would have been a 3rd place truck tonight if it wasn't for the caution. So definitely luck played on my side there a little bit with the cautions, and I just that one restart, and I gave it all I had, and I was like, I got to get this lead, at least try to, and it was pretty much lights out from there. I never got loose once after that.
So it's weird to be the lead lap truck on a track like this, where you wouldn't think that aero would be that bad. I mean, but you have so long to be able to work around to lap traffic that before you even see dirty air, you're having you're setting up the truck to be able to make passes in dirty air. I mean, it's crazy that this track does what it does, and I think that's why it makes it so special. It's a good racetrack.
It is a good racetrack. I do love this place. It's a lot of fun. It's really fast. There's a lot of throttle with the truck, so that kind of played a part in it too. I think I actually underdrove it to that first run, and I didn't wear the right front out enough to match the right rear. And once you get those kind of off sequence with each other, you can never really get that back. So I feel like I did a better job of that, just driving harder to try and burn that right front up a little bit. Because Mark drove really hard to start that run, so I'm sure that's probably where I really lost a lot of that ground. But I mean, nonetheless, I did the first challenge already, so we started the season dead last in points at Daytona, and now we're at the top of the board, so we're on a roll.
Yeah, at least you didn't have to do it on the racetrack. You know, that's you could do it. You could do it over the course of the races. But you know, whenever I said 4 weeks ago that you were due, and you know, you just keep adding to it. So I like being right.
I like you being right too. I'm sure it's getting boring for everybody.
No.
But if you look at the schedule, there's actually a little bit of a trend going on. Mark's got the last 3 poles. I got the last 3 wins. So hopefully Mark gets to pull at Bristol.
Yeah. I mean, at least he was able to finish inside the podium this time. A lot bad things happen to Mark whenever he gets the pole. I think that the pole award is almost his kryptonite in this regard. So maybe he just needs to start second. I don't know. We'll talk to him about that, of course. But
I'm sure he'll have plenty to talk about.
Yeah. We haven't had our interview with Mark in quite a while, actually. So, you know, he's probably got a lot to say. I might have to talk to Wesley first.
Yeah, do Wesley first for sure. Do Wesley first. Be considerate to Wesley. Think about Wesley on that one.
I love Mark. I think he's got the most energy of any driver that I've ever interviewed, and I've interviewed characters, and I've interviewed just just class acts, and he's just got a whole bunch of energy. He's and forgive
He
me for
certainly does.
he's like a toddler, and I love it.
He just rambles. It doesn't matter what it is, man. He will chew your ear off about it.
Yeah, well, at least it's always good conversation, Justin. This one's fun. What is kind of the game plan for Bristol? I mean, a lot of speed around that racetrack, and the trucks from everything that I've seen lately, um, it almost wants to move up the racetrack, and I don't know how next week's going to present itself, but what's the game plan for Bristol?
Go out and lead 175 laps and bring home the fourth win in a row. That's for sure. Bristol's like top of the list as my favorite track. So I love the short tracks, as you know, and I'll be looking forward to that one. I've had that race scheduled all season long, and so it's fast. It's a lot of fun. Um, Lap traffic, if we have a big field like we did again tonight, is going to play a factor if we go green. So um, that'll be a fun part too. So, but yeah, just go out there and try and lead all the laps and win the race.
Start out
That's the
front.
game plan.
Start out front, finish out front. I like it. Justin, congratulations on 3 in a row. I look forward to seeing what happens next week, and hopefully, well, I'm not going to say it because then I'll be going the wrong trend. Start second, okay?
That's yeah, we'll try. We'll see what happens.
I like it. All right, brother. Give me shout outs. Ton of fun.
Yeah, thanks to you for putting on the broadcast. Thanks SIM500 and all the Evans for what they do. Thanks to WBD Diecast for sponsoring the series. Thanks to everybody that watched. Thanks to my teammates at Aftermath Motorsports. Thanks to Trey Hudson for always keeping me looking good on the racetrack. And yeah, have a good week. And look forward to seeing you next week here at Bristol. Hopefully, we'll talk to you again and be in victory lane.
I like it. And I've only had 2 other drivers in my course history go beyond 4 in a row, so it'd be kind of cool to see. No
That'll be
pressure.
tough because I mean, even if I could pull off Bristol, it's Talladega's after that, so that'll be tough.
I mean, I've seen things.
It's
All right.
possible. I'm not saying it's not. Like I mean, I can certainly go out and win Talladega too, but uh, let's focus on Bristol first.
I like it. All right. All right, brother. We'll appreciate you. Go have some fun, and I'll talk to Wesley.
Yeah, have a good one.
You too. Justin Fuller comes home in victory lane. I know that Mark's gonna have a lot to say. We haven't talked to him in a while, so we're gonna talk to Wesley. He finishes third. Wesley, you had a good long run race truck, and this is a trend.
Not gonna lie, I just started laughing when I realized that you pulled me up before Mark.
Well, it's out of courtesy of.
Oh, no, I understand it.
I love Mark. Mark is awesome, and I want to have a conversation with Mark. But let's have a conversation with Mark. And let him do his thing. And he's a ball of energy, and I love him. So, it's a compliment to be able to say I saved the best for last because he gives such fire interviews that it's awesome to see. But P3 finish, long run race truck. Walk me through your race. You had some blinking going on there for a moment. I thought it was going to drop you, but able to hold on. You raced everybody clean. Gave everybody a lot. You gave probably the most room at Dover that I've seen.
Yeah, I don't know. I didn't feel like I had quite the winning pace. I was never going to be the guy that was going to run down Fuller or even Mark there at the end. But yeah, it felt pretty decent on long runs. I burned my stuff up a little bit too much on that first run, but felt like I learned a little bit. And then the last pit stop left a little bit of fuel out, probably about a gallon, and just started attacking the corner a little bit differently than what I was the first few runs. And it seemed like I thought I was burning my right front more. Looking at the tires afterwards, I don't think I really was. But somehow, I don't know if I just wasn't heating the tire up as much or if it track cooled down a little bit, but it just felt a bit more snug and just kind of in my wheelhouse a little bit. So I managed to get a little further up than what I had been the rest of the night. But yeah, I mean, so I didn't feel like I had winning speed. I'm like, I'm just not going to really fight anybody here. If somebody comes up to me and they're running faster, I just don't want to lose time. I'd rather just get that decent finish and stay up where I need to be and kind of stay out of the chaos that's happening back there from about 10th on back.
Yeah, it was chaos. It was snug racing back there, opposite of what was going on up front. You guys raced each other hard. I mean, everybody seemingly, um, on restarts. I mean, it was about defining your track position early and trying not to give up too much, because especially early on the tires, that bottom line, um, it didn't seem like it was going anywhere. And of course, outside lane restarts usually bode well for the drivers trying to make up spots. Once when you're looking at the drivers ahead of you and you're trying to figure out, all right, where's my plan of attack? Are you saving from the word green, or are you just kind of, try to run it as hard as you can to be able to turn in as fast as you can?
I feel like here a lot of times it ends up being kind of saving from the drop of the green flag, just because it's always a little hit or miss. It used to always be the right front was the big worry here, but somehow in the trucks over the last few builds, it's turned into the right rear. But either way, this place is always really hard on tires. And I know even in our Monday night series, about a month ago or so, a few weeks back, we had a situation where there was only about 5 or 6 of us that managed to last on tires on the green flag run that was a little over half the race. So I think that's usually the strategy I just employ here because more often than not, you're going to have somebody in front of you that burns their stuff up and then blows a tire and then they got to pit. So as long as you can keep yourself in a decent spot, usually you're going to fall into a pretty good finishing spot.
Maybe Goodyear needs to have a talk with iRacing about the coating, about how they drop the tires off, because it seemed like the tire wear. I mean, I was looking at fall off here, 2 and 2 1/4 for the majority of the drivers. That's good fall off for a tire. Um, and you didn't get to run the 50 laps here, but in the early going, you guys were almost 3 seconds off race pace, or off fast lap pace, not race pace, but off fast lap pace, and things genuinely drove well enough that it could have been a bigger issue if it ran green.
Yeah, I know there was a few guys there on that first run because we got about 60 laps in or so, maybe a hair under. Um, I was down to 19 on the right rear. I know some guys are worse than me. I think it was Fuller who mentioned he was down to 9%. So that would have been even potentially an issue, even just making it to halfway at that point. So I think ultimately that caution saved a few people. But I know that the runs after that, we got kind of lucky with the yellows and didn't quite have to worry about it quite as much.
Yeah, it worked out. Last, congratulations, man! It was a ton of fun. This was a great race. One of my favorite tracks on the circuit. It's my favorite short track on the circuit. I know we're going to Bristol next week, and that's other drivers' favorite race courses. But this one holds a near and dear to my heart. First win here for me on the iRacing platform, and you guys put on a good show tonight, man. Congratulations on the P3, brother. Give you a shout out.
Yeah, just thanks to everybody here at SIM500, all the admins, Joey, everybody who helps put this stuff on every week. It takes a lot of work on the back end sometimes to just keep these afloat. Thanks to you for putting on these broadcasts. I love going back and watching them. Uh, and then, congrats to Fuller on the win. Congrats to Mark on the second place finish. I'm sure you'll have a fun conversation with him. And just shout out to WBD Diecast, which is my custom diecast brand. They make custom diecasts 124, 164, current day Cup, Truck, Xfinity, ARCA, late models, iRacing paint schemes we can do as well. A little bit of anything we can do it.
Brother, we'll see you next week, man. This one is about to be. I mean, it's getting interesting. The way the points are shaking up, and kind of how everything's, with the ebb and flow of the racing so far. Um, it's to the point now where I'm looking forward to the playoffs because, just kind of how the schedule's kind of situated here. It's gonna be fun to see what you guys do. I'm genuinely thrilled to see what's going to happen over the next couple of weeks.
Yeah, there's a lot of fast guys in this league, guys that can kind of come out of nowhere and have a good streak of runs. So you never quite know what you're going to get. Guys like Fuller are going to be up front. We're going to have to stop him from winning some races here soon. But Yeah, it should be fun.
Well, we got the Bristol short track and then we got Talladega, so anything can happen.
That's for sure.
All right, Wes, we'll see you later. Congrats once again. I will, if I don't see you on Friday, I will see you next Tuesday.
See you then.
That's Wesley Donaldson coming home P-3 tonight. And last but not least, I said I was going to save the best for last. It's because the dang old man had a dang near 7-second lead, and I wanted to give him all the time of the world because we haven't chatted in a hot minute. Mark Jorgensen Jr. comes home P2. Brada.
Man, it has been a heck of a slump to say the least. I almost forgot who you were. I mean, it's been so long. You got these guys in the league and whatnot. Getting on them little winning streaks, and you got this guy named Fuller just about dominating every damn thing that he gets in. But man, what a race! If I'm making a little bit of noise, just kind of bear with me, Jason. I'm over here doing some dishes. If I want to have a little bit of extracurricular activity with the hot smoking wife a little bit later, sometimes you gotta do the good deed and whatnot. So I might be clinking and clanging some pots and pans. Just bear with me. But yeah, man. So, I tell you what, this track, depending on what car, truck, it's hit and miss whether I'm going to figure it out or not. And I shocked myself qualifying on pole. I was really paying attention to Fuller, thinking like, okay, he's gonna. I felt like I laid a really good solid lap down, and I was like, you know what, man, if he beats me, he earned it, because I mean I nailed 3 and 4 something fierce, and shocked myself, and I just kind of drove it hard first couple of laps just to kind of establish myself up front, and then I just kind of settled in, and man, when the track was hot and slick like that, Jason, man, it was a blast to drive. Man, I was just taking it really easy on that gas, going through the corners, just barely giving it any throttle, just making sure I don't slip the rear tires. And I think that was key in why I was able to stretch that lead out. And Fuller got around me, and as this track off and it gripped up, I mean, I don't know what Fuller's tires were that last little run, but my tires were what his were that first long run, and I was way better because I was out there in clean air. So the guy's just phenomenal. I mean, he's such a badass. Once he gets to the, it's like, all right, basically at that point for. But no, man, just great, just being able to manage the tires on that long green flag run when the track was hot and slick, and I was wrapping the bottom, just giving it enough gas not to push the right front or slide the right rear. And I mean, I was shocked how much of a gap I put on those guys. So once Fuller got out front, my mindset at that point, obviously I wanted to try to get the lead back, but Dirty Air was just bad. And, at that point I was like, all right, I don't want Fuller to put the gap on me to the finish. And, what I think he got it up 3.5 seconds, 4 seconds, whatever. Yeah, my tires were shot. I wasn't wrecking loose or anything that run, but my right front was the worst it was all night. Probably with about 3-4 laps to go. First time all night I got that that tire warning, and I knew the right front was gone. And yeah, I think I ended the race with 45 on my right front, and that first green flag run when I was out front, my right front was 56. So I mean, it was a world of difference.
They one of the things that I've noticed is that with the front downforce on this truck, I mean, we watch it with some of the more traditional ovals on the mile and a half package intermediate tracks.
Mm-hmm.
The front downforce has a tendency to push. I mean it lightly. That unlike the Xfinity car and the Cup car where the air travels over, it's almost like it travels over and slams down on that front lip, and it's causing you to have to overdrive the corner or causing that right front to stick more, and pushing everybody up the racetrack.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, that might be taking place. When it comes to these setups or whatnot, I don't have a clue. I just get in there and just try to drive it as fast as I possibly can. But with how much gripped up it seemed like it was, man, it was really really easy to just burn the right front off. And I know the guys in Discord and whatnot, I could see them getting sideways up off the corner and whatnot. I mean, I was, hey, just easy on that gas, on the exit. And then, as far as corner entry, whenever I was out front, I mean, I was lifting really early, probably about 2 or 3 truck lengths before the end of the pit lane wall. And then going into 3, I would lift at that big old shady spot going into 3. And I mean, I was able to do, I didn't have no brake. I was able to just coast and just let it roll and just feed it just a little bit of gas to get me through the center of the corner. And man, it was just phenomenal. And my mindset was, man, if we can get to lap 70, if we can go green all the way from start to finish, I can build me up a huge gap. I was going to wait till Justin pitted before I even thought about coming to pits.
Right.
And you always want to be positive, hoping that you have a green race and whatnot. But cautions, it is what it is. Changed everything, and Fuller was able to get around me on that restart. I kicked myself in the rear for giving him the outside. It doesn't matter what lane you put Justin in. I mean, he's going to figure it out. He's really, really good. And like I said, at that point, it's like, all right, I want to make sure that I get the best spot, best finish that I possibly can, second, third, whatever. But I mean, obviously, I'm in the race, and it's like, all right, Fuller got around me. I ain't going to do anything. Shits the bed and whatnot. So it's like, well, man, I just want to make sure I finish in the top 3 so I can have a dang interview. It's been so freaking long.
Maybe it'll turn you around. Justin was saying that every time he's won a race, you've started on pole.
Well, I tell you what, man, I'm afraid to start. I'm afraid to for him to get the pole.
Yeah,
because I mean, the guy's just so good when he's out front, right? I mean, he's just going to take off, and I tell a lot of these guys, man, there's a lot of really good guys in the league, and when guys are on it, man, I'm over there like a damn dog with its tongue hanging out, slobbering all over myself, tongue just whipping in the breeze, sweating, tensed up, just focused. And it's like, man, I cannot catch this guy. But I mean, lap cars, it is what it is, right? Everybody's got to get through them. I kind of lost a little bit of time with that, but I think just dirty air and just having the track position, Fuller was in really, really good shape. Like I said, I mean, he was going to him and say that Dover is his best track service. And I mean, he's really phenomenal. It doesn't matter what car you put him in. I mean, he's going to do whatever it takes to win the dang race. I mean, he's just a badass at this track. So, like I said, I still got a little bit of work to do. I mean, obviously, when it was hot and slick, it suited me a lot better. When it cooled off, I just felt like I was just garbage. And, there was a couple times I tried to run middle, try to give me an arc coming down the hill to see if I can get a run on them. But like I said, it's so hard to pass another fast guy. You basically got to put a bumper to them, and I'm not going to do that. I want to be able to earn the spot legit. But hey, we'll get it all figured out. Hey, first and foremost, it's always awesome to just get a top 3, top 5 finish. It's nice to basically finish up front. Qualify up front, have a flawless race, no issues. Didn't step on yourself, for a lack of a better phrase, and just was able to get the job done and maximize the points day. So that's pretty nice. I don't know where that puts me in the standings, but I got some work to do, man. It's been it seems like it's been years since I've got to victory lane in anything in SIM500. So I got a little bit of work to do, Jason. We'll get it all figured out. We'll get it turned around, and we'll start knocking them off. And that time comes, watch out.
It's
you're going to start straight.
You're 5th in points now with the drop in. So that's good because
who's the leader, Justin?
Yeah, now he is. Yeah, his first time he took over the leading points, but he was last place coming into the season with that first race and just a couple of terrible races for him. And then I told him whenever he finished on podium, I think it was like week 2, week 3. Let me see. It was, when was it? No, it was his first. It was. Hold on. I'm looking. I'm at the standings.
Well,
not standings. Last race.
I just need him. I just need him to take a night off. Maybe let some of us others an opportunity to win and I really need guys just to wreck them out and whatnot. But I really don't want to put that. I really don't want to put that juju on anybody, right?
No.
Because like I said, I like racing these guys, and like I said, man, hey, I just need a little bit of help, man. Whether it be from another guy, him messing up, whatever. I just need some help. But like I said, it doesn't matter who gets out front. Whenever they get out front, they're just so good at running the line and making lap time. And like I said, when you get back a little bit, lose a little bit of track position, you got to race some other guys to try to give yourself a chance to get back up there. It really doesn't do yourself any favors, but hey, it is what it is, man. I enjoy it. I enjoy all the competition, whether I'm getting wrecked or finishing well, whatever. I mean, I love it. I mean, these guys are really, really good. We put on a phenomenal race that I thought, I mean, what do we have? 3 cautions or whatever?
Mhm.
It was pretty good for the track, for how many trucks started the race. So, I mean, that's just a shit, compliment to all the guys tonight. Everybody did a good job. I mean, went 60 something laps green there to start the race. I mean, that was freaking phenomenal.
Yeah, it was a good show. I was happy to see that the race was getting to the point of the dirty air, the lap traffic. I mean, that's what makes short track racing that much better, because you get to race around each other, and then not only you're racing that, but you're racing to find that next next push, right? And I think that's where things were
Right.
awesome.
Yeah,
I
exactly.
mean, it's always another push. Your qualifying lap time was half a tenth better than the field. So that's a pretty impressive lap
I
time.
think I just got lucky. I mean, I'll say this. I know it was good because whenever I come off a turn forward, coming to the checkers, I mean, dude, my freaking heart was just pounding. I know I put down a heck of a lap. And when I put that 09 up, I was like, man, if I was really worried about Fuller. I was like, man, he's going to have to just nail that lap. And if he gets it, man, he deserved it. But, man, I attacked turn 3 and 4, something fierce, and I never slipped. And when I put it to the mat at about the 2/3 or 7/8 mark or whatever, I mean, it never slipped coming up off the corner. And I was like, man, this is a heck of a lap. And like I said, I shocked myself. I looked into that, but hey, man, every now and again, I get lucky. I mean, it's nice to qualify a pole and whatnot, kind of get that little attaboy and whatnot. But man, I mean, I'd rather put this thing in victory. I'd rather get the job done, lead, slaps, the quickest lap, and just park the victory lane, and we'll get there. Just gonna figure some of this stuff out.
Well, yeah, you're doing fine. You're top 5 in points. Yeah. I'm gonna say it. You're due as well. Everybody's. I told Wesley he was due. He's having good success now, and you're due as well.
Yeah.
You're top 3. There's lots of things. P2 finished tonight though, Wes, and off to Bristol next week, then Talladega. A lot of good races coming up, and you've got shots at any one of these tracks, just like any one of these drivers.
Oh, well, we're going to do whatever it takes. That's for sure. Like I said, I don't even pay attention to the schedule, where we're going next and whatnot. But, hey, we'll be quick everywhere we go. I mean, I'm very humble, Jason, and, I think I'm fast, but, I'm one of those kind of guys that I always know that there's somebody faster. And that guy right now, the driver of that 51 units machine, Justin Fuller, I mean, like I said, one of these days he's going to have a string of bad luck. I can't wait. Whenever he does, everybody needs to take full advantage of that. But like I said, man, he's just having I know Daytona is what it is. That's just a crapshoot. But ever since then, man, he's just been going up the charts in the standings. So I mean, he's phenomenal. And like I said, he's doing good this season in just about everything. And it's one of those, like, if you could beat the guy, man, you feel like you've done something. So hey, we'll keep trying.
You're all fast.
I love it.
You're fast.
I love the competition. I love it.
You're fast as fluff, sir. You're fast as fluff. You're all fast. Y'all are embarrassingly faster than I am, so I'm all good with it. Mark, congratulations once again on a P2 finish. I mean, I did say it to Chad earlier, and I was talking about it with Wesley. This is the track I got my very first win on iRacing on way
Oh, wow.
back in the day. Like back when
Okay.
they hadn't figured out that this track has smooth parts to it. If you remember back in the day how how many bumps were actually on the back straightaway
Yep.
that weren't
Yep.
supposed to be there. It felt like you were driving over. You were driving by braille. Is what it felt like.
I remember that.
So this was the first track. So it holds a special place in my heart.
That long ago. Right.
Yeah.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, that's like my first track, first race that I ever won on this service was at Chicagoland in the A cars many years ago. So
Was it back when it
yeah,
was just the
when you
Gen
get
4
that
car?
first win. Oh yeah,
Yep.
yeah.
That's what I
And
got. That's what I got my first one
all
on
them
was too.
all them years ago and whatnot. Hey, it's just like real life, right? Everybody just remembers their first win and what it was in and whatnot. And like I said, man, it's iRacing service is just phenomenal. I enjoy the heck out of it. I know when I was younger, I was so worried about the wrong things, right? Worried about that I rating and whatnot, but like I said, I rating to me don't mean crap. It's all about that safety rating, be fast, be clean. Everything else just kind of falls into place. But man, I love it, man. I get jacked up every race night, looking forward to it, cutting up with the guys, just have a blast, man. That's what it's all about. We got to remind each other from time to time. Hey, man, all the other stuff, just run your race and keep a level head. And it's about just having fun and just hanging out with your buddies and whatnot, and just trying to make everybody better. And that's what I love. That's what I enjoy. The group of guys that I hang out in Discord with, man, they're all quiet for the most part. Yeah, I mean everybody cuts up on their caution and whatnot, but when it's time to get back at it, man, it's like a switch, man. You just turn it off and just everybody's just so laser focused.
Mhm.
That's awesome, man. It's just a fun league to be a part of. Joey runs a really tight ship. All the admins, they do a phenomenal job. And if there's anybody out there looking for a league to be a part of, sim500.com, go over there. I mean, we race 4 nights a week, and it's just fun, man. It's nice to go out there and run hard and try to do your best and get wins. And when you do win, you get you luck into a win and whatnot. You just feel like you've done something. Like I said, these guys are good, and it's I can't wait till we get back at it come Friday night. So.
Gonna be a blast at Midnight Thunder Series. All right, Mark, give your shout outs. I know you got a misses and some dishes. That's dishes then misses. Dishes then misses.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. But first and foremost, Joey, all the admins, SIM500, again, all the admins for what they do. They put up with a lot of our bullshit, and they do a phenomenal job. And, it gives guys a place to call home to race just about every night. And appreciate all the hard work that they do. Wesley Donaldson for sponsoring our series, the WBD Diecast Customs Truck Series. Appreciate what he does for us. I believe that the driver who wins the championship gets a little diecast of their truck and whatnot. And I think it's damn cool that he. Jason, eSports. I don't give a damn what anybody else says. You are by far the best guy out there in the broadcast booth. I appreciate what you do for us. I can't wait to climb into bed here in a little bit. After we get done with some extracurricular activities, when I'm over there eating my milk and cookies to get this thing fired up and watch this race back before I go to bed and call it a night. But everybody out there listening, Signature Esports, like them, love them, share them, follow them. Hey, reach out to them. I'm sure that there's a lot of open spots that Jason would like to be able to broadcast y'all's leagues and whatnot. Again, Jason, I appreciate what you do for us. My smoking hot wife for letting me do this just about every night. I remember years ago that I would put in a lot of hours on this stuff, and it would make her so mad. And she understands that I'm very passionate to sim racing. Obviously, as I gotten older, I kind of slacked up a bunch. So it seems like the only time that I get on here and do anything is SIM500 race night. But love her to death for putting up with it. It's nice that I got me a room in the house. It's just mine. That's where I got my rig. That's where I got all my diecast cars and all that stuff. And it's just where I can come and get away for a couple hours and just cut up with the guys and whatnot. But all the drivers in this league, man, they're all good in their own right. And I know some races are better than others, but I'm telling you what, Dover is a tough track. It doesn't matter what vehicle it is, but for us to have a couple long green flag runs, I mean, that's just the tip of the cap to all the drivers tonight, man. Everybody was respectful, paid attention, kind of, give and take and whatnot. And that's what it's all about, man. We just need to take that give and take and apply it to some other races and some other nights and whatnot. But just a tremendous job by all the drivers tonight. Oh man, I tell you what, it just come to me. John Fowler with Complete Graphics. Guy's a badass. He reached out to me about a week or so ago, a couple weeks ago, and hey man, I was just going to keep on running that white SIM500 scheme that he painted me, a couple seasons ago and whatnot. But anyways, he reached out to me and hey man, this is what I made for you. I didn't even ask him. So for guys to take their own time to paint me a truck and whatnot, man, John, I appreciate it. I love you, brother. Hey, we finished one spot from where I would have loved to have put it and parked it in Victory Lane and whatnot. But I thought the truck looked awesome, man. I mean, it's bright, it stands out, chrome numbers. I don't know if I was blinding some of the spectators up there in the grandstands and whatnot, but if I was, hey, get you some sunglasses or something. That's all I can tell you. But another shout out to Justin again for an amazing race that he put together. Congrats on the win. Wesley for finishing. Like I said, it's neat to have some other guys, start finishing where they belong also. And, we just need to get some other guys in that win column, put their vehicles in victory lane. We need to knock that Justin Fuller guy out. That's what we need to do. We just all need to gang up on him. Just put him in the fence. Just go ahead and end his night. Hey, it is what it is. I don't want to be that guy, but somebody needs to do it. And oh man, what else do I want to be thankful for? It's been so long to talk to you, man. I'm just deaf that I mean, it's been since the Xfinity season since I've been able to talk to you. It seems like, I mean, it's been forever ago, and I almost forgot who you were and whatnot. But yeah, we got these dishes to take care of.
Only been 6 weeks.
Like I said, it's been a couple years. That's what I'm saying. And anyway, so we'll be getting dishes knocked out. We'll be taking care of the misses and whatnot. Like I said, we'll be eating some milk and eating cookies and drinking some milk here in a little bit. We'll get that broadcast back going. And hey man, I'll be grinning ear to ear whenever I was out front. And then when I see Justin get around me, that's when I'm gonna put my sad face on. But hey, we still gonna watch it back. Like I said, I enjoy the passion that you put in telling your story for all of us. And like I said, it's just amazing just to go back and just to rewatch it.
Yeah, my mic cut out about lap 26, and I was mad. I didn't realize that I'm sitting there calling a race. I've got the telestrator up where I can draw on the screen, and show examples of things that are going on. And about lap 41, I finally look over and see I've got like 5 messages saying, "Hey, your mic's not working." And I'm like, oh. So as we're sitting here, I'm actually looking for a Go XLR at the same time. I'm trying to find one on the marketplace so that way I can replace some stuff here and fix things. As far as you guys have liked me so much. Everybody's liked me so much that I'm actually not taking on any more races. I'm 9 races over 7 days. I'd have to hire somebody to take on more races. So.
Oh well, I tell you what, I'm sure that everybody is very thankful that they got you. I'll say that. Like I said, I mean, I can't give you enough attaboys for I know there's some other things that take place behind the scenes, but for you to be, for the most part, solo up in the booth, man, just doing what you do, calling the races, just a phenomenal job for a solo individual up there in the booth. So, like I said, man, I appreciate it. Like I said, I've always given a lot of praise to to broadcasters, for admins of leagues to basically take their own time and to be able to put all this stuff together for us to have a really good enjoyment on the service. And like I said, I appreciate it, man. I can't give enough thanks.
It's been all me from the word go. all the graphics, everything that's designed. It's other than having to buy music tracks, everything is mine. So that's where I take the biggest pride out of all of this, is that I've only had a co-commentator, I think, twice, for like half a season on a couple of leagues, only just, to get the feeler and to see what's going on with that. And then I realized, like, they can't. Some people can do it by themselves. Some people can't do it by themselves. I'm just one of those people that can do it by myself. But does it mean that I shouldn't have a co-commentator? Because there's a lot of times where I'm like, all right, you take over so that way I can go pee. That's that I'm older. Plus, I'm going through chemo, and like every once in a while, it's just standing up because things hurt. It's crazy, right? So, like, it's insane.
Hey, that's part of getting older. I know exactly what you mean. Hey, I'm still young. I'm just 40 years old. But there's days whenever I like getting out of this cockpit earlier. You hear some popping and whatnot, and yeah, absolutely. And, my back is sore. My elbows are sore. It's like, damn, man, do I got some early stages of arthritis? What's going on here?
Yeah, no,
but,
my wife would call it. My wife called be lazy ass. Get your no, totally couldn't.
Hey, if only they know.
She knows. So we did a Powder Puff series where it was wives and kids, right? So she knows. She raced 100 laps in a mini stock around this racetrack. She knows.
Oh, so I guarantee when she got up, you're like, yep. See, I told you.
And I put her on the direct drive wheel.
Right. Yeah, that's right. Yeah,
so she felt everything that your shoulders feel whenever you're out there. If you drive this simulator with anything that has force feedback, folks, by the time you're done, your upper shoulders feel like you've just. I mean, you feel like you've done lifting anything, because in order to get a true feel of what you're doing out there, you have to crank that force feedback up. It's massive.
Yeah.
So. But
absolutely. I mean, like I said, I feel it in my shoulders, my elbows. Like I said, right now my elbows are just sore, but it's just the angle. I was kind of had my arms bent or whatever, but it's all good. I'm going to deal with the pain, and guess what? We're going to back up another night. We're going to do it again.
I like it. All right, brother. We'll see you Friday night. Enjoy your night. Go tell the missus I say hello, and enjoy it as always.
I appreciate it, Jason. Take care.
Mark, we love you as always. Budgie loves you too. Oh, you got to thank Budgie. Budgie's like your biggest fan outside of the missus.
Budgie, I appreciate you. Thank you so much. I mean, that's to all the people that tune in, right? I'm sure everybody's got their favorite drivers and whatnot, but I'll tell you what, I hope there's a long line of people that just love the 88 machine. Hey, we in a little bit of a slump, just like the real world stuff, right? Drivers go through a little bit of a slump, but we're going to get it turned around. We're going to be parking whatever vehicle in victory lane, and I can't wait. I just feel bad for the people that finish second and third, because they're going to have to sit through my hour-long interview. But hey, at that point, I don't give a damn, because I earned it.
When you earn the interview, you get it first. There's Fuller. What's up, Fuller?
That's right.
I made I know you guys are still up here talking, and you shooting the shoot here. I just wanted to let Mark know that I made a soundboard for him from last week during the race. Especially at the end of the race. It's nothing bad. I would love to play it on stream if it's okay.
Go ahead.
Absolutely.
See what happened, David, is I went down in the corner like this, and I went.
So
and then hang on, it gets better because I did 3 of them.
Oh, that's freaking great. So, Jason, last week at Richmond, right? I drove it into turn 3 a little bit too hard, and I was closing in on EJ's bumper, and I was like, man, this ain't about to end well for somebody, whether EJ or Fuller. And I actually got scared, and I jammed on that brake pedal a little bit too hard, and I locked him up, and hey, I slid up the track sideways, basically wiped out Shield House. But hey, we kept it green, and I was explaining to David after the race, because he was thinking that I got shipped by Macklin. It was like, oh no, I just got terrible on entry to 3, and I doing one of those type deals. But Oh, that's some good stuff, Fuller.
You're gonna have to go give him a little razz back. It's fun.
Oh, it's all for good fun, right? Got a kick at it. Yeah, man, it's a great group of guys, man. I love it so much, and everybody knows who the faster guys are in the league, and like I said, man, it's just hard to pass those guys, but we're gonna keep on trying. My tongue was hanging out. Like I said, man, I was like, God dang, man, Fuller got around me. Well, there goes that race. But hey, it is what it is.
Me too. Still a top 3. Still got a chance to talk to you, Mark.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
It's awesome, brother. I'm gonna let you go before they come up here and get throw some more at us.
All right, Jason.
Still funny.
I appreciate you, brher.
You too, man. I appreciate you.
Take care.
You too. As Jorgensen coming on P2 tonight. As always, we love Jorgensen and what he does, and that's funny. I almost want to ask Fuller for those so that way I can have those in the old stream deck, so that way they're queued up, ready to go whenever we need them. That was a fun race. We've talked long enough. The session is done. So I'll click on Fuller's name here. It's gonna go black. Yeah. So we'll it was a blast. It was a lot of fun to watch. Justin Fuller does get the win, and all well and good. And it was a ton of fun. It was absolutely a blast. We appreciate them all. We appreciate all the drivers. Fuller back to back to back. It was a great race for him, and yeah, it's a good league. All of our leagues are good. I'm so glad to be able to have everybody on board with what we're doing, and I'm very grateful for leagues and iRacing and the success that I've found as a content creator for broadcasting. I do love everything that has to deal with gaming. Wholeheartedly love it all. Absolutely love it all. So, this is just an added benefit of being able to do something. Facebook, YouTube, you're all amazing. Again, apologies from lap 26 to lap 41 if my voice was not there. Because of, I didn't know I had a technical difficulty until I had a technical difficulty. So I am going to get, I'm going to get something to fix that. We love y'all. We appreciate y'all. Be good, be safe, be kind to one another. I'm actually going to end every stream, because I need to let the computer kind of chill. So I'm actually, the computer's been on for 7 days or 6 days straight now. So, I'm going to add the time to the timer. And that's another reason why, I'm going to make sure that, things are good to go. I need to let the stream do its thing. So we're going to add the time to see you in the morning. And of course, and always, we appreciate you all. Be good, be safe, be kind of one of the most important factor of life. I love y'all. Thank you very much. And we'll get the stream back running in the morning so I can let the computer rest. Yeah, it's gonna be good. See you soon. Peace.